Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this thing started. We're going to talk about a lot about bigger lines of credit. Now, this is the only time I'm going to do this. I did something different with a client, and this is the largest distributor, all right, of marijuana throughout the New York City. They have literally all these dispensaries. And by the way, they have no bank account because they can't get a bank account. So based on their situation, I set up bank accounts, showed them exactly what to do based on divisions and subdivisions. So you'll have the ability to listen, learn some techniques, and the opportunity to allow me to do the same thing I did for this person, which is kind of fun. All right, because everyone seems to want more credit. So as we begin this, let's understand something. First of all, every presentation, I'm not here to be your CPA and attorney. This is my opinion. This is what I accomplished for myself, what I did for someone else today. Okay, so I'm not here to be your attorney, CPA, and all that stuff as well. Let's make sure we have that perfectly clear. I now have well over 12,000 new millionaires. It's going up and up and up, and over 16 new billionaires, and 2 million more people with 750 scores. As this weekend, I kept getting compliments and compliments, and that's nice once in a while. I get them. A lot of times I don't get anything in response besides I want it faster, quicker. I always say at the end of the day, let's give it to God. He gave me the ability to do what I do. I want you to look behind me a little bit. Let's look at this, and let's point out a couple things. So this is a $30,000 line of credit today. This is today's date. Okay, this is a venture card. This is a Spark card. This is the green Spark card. This is today's date. Spark green. This is another $30,000. So let's understand something. Now, what did I do for this person? This person says, I'd like to give you so much money up front, okay, and then I will pay it on the back end. Now, we've all been screwed over, but the reality is, me, I got to be blunt and direct. Yes, I've been screwed over by a lot of people. So have you. This weekend is like, it seemed to be the flavor that everyone says, yes, my friends and family took advantage of me. So the reality is that seems to happen. So if you give me your goals, I guarantee I'll get you there. I've been doing this for so long, 40 plus years, I'm pretty darn good at it. Number one, for the one who has a video camera that's taping this, turn it off. Okay, you're in violation of the FBI rules. You've been told flat out not to audio tape or videotape. Don't get caught. It's a $25,000 fine and it's 5 years in prison. All right, you've all heard it. We record everything. So let's continue from here. I don't want you twisting and turning. Now let's watch this. This is a division of a corporation. This is a gold card. This is another division. This is a platinum card. To multiply credit is the key, all right, for anybody to have big lines of credit. You don't want an account that's $1 million credit card. Yes, I have some black cards, blah, 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 who cares? Bottom line is the black cards are used for certain purposes. I like the gold or platinum. We'll talk about that. Tonight, there will be no excuses. Okay, you have to believe in yourself and you can get through this. God won't put you through anything you can't handle. Next, all proceeds go to Giving Days Foundation. You get it back as a write-off on your taxes. Tonight, I'm going to make you some offers. And if you don't do it after 30 minutes of me broadcast through Zelle, you don't have to worry about ever doing it because it's like this. Forget it. Okay, when I say that, I mean what I say. All right, so let's understand. It's very simple. Okay, this is approved for 100,000. This is approved for 100,000. Okay, this is 30,000, which we're going to take that and get 99 more cards. Under the Fair Lending Act, every card can have 99 sisters. Now, that just means you're cloning the card. Let's say I have myself and have 99 sisters, brothers, whatever. When I pay a bill, they actually get the history, okay? And that's the key to this, is getting the history. So based on what I accomplished today for this client, he has $250,000 to himself. 250,000 to the corp, and he has 3 divisions with 250. So that's $1.2 million plus. Okay. Now it's taking 9 months to get him to set up. Now in the beginning, getting the first 250 wasn't hard, but then he put it on hold, and then he reinitiated it again, and then he didn't get the tax IDs for the divisions when I needed them. Let's understand a tax ID or a social security number makes a separate credit report. And that's what we're going to focus on, a separate credit report. You got SSN, SS4, and that's what we're going to look at. So the ability, you have one social security number, that's it. So you got one chance to screw up or make it work. Unfortunately, you're not even supposed to use it for ID purposes, and the system makes you do that. And the next thing happens to be is, well, you're not supposed to laminate, you're not supposed to ID purposes, all this stuff, it doesn't even belong to us. A corporation, on the other hand, has an SS4. So here's the problem. The world will say you cannot bill credit to a division with the tax ID. The answer is the world is wrong. I'm right. I've been doing it for 40 years. This proves I did it today. Okay. What happens is I add my history. My history is priceless. When I add history to somebody or a corporation or a division, I make 3 payments. I ask for their own card separately. See, it's like daisy chaining. I can get a card and reference it to your division, make 3 payments, and I can do that. Or on the other hand, I can add my history to the division with a separate tax ID and pop its own card right off the bat. So again, you have to understand the structure. I like Chase Freedom. They have 6 cards for personal. I like Chase Inc. for corporation and divisions. So now let's go over this one more time before I remove it to show you what's behind the curtain here. So again, this is a $30,000 venture. I already got him the venture 1 for $30,000. I already got him the venture without the 1 for $30,000 today. Spark Green is my favorite because it's a Spark Green cash card. It's what it's called. $30,000 today's date. So I always want to show exactly, all right, from that day, not something that happened in the past. All right, all this BS you watch on YouTube and all this other stuff about what you can and cannot do. So we got to look at that. Next thing is, this is today's date. This is a gold. This is a platinum. And our goal is to realize, okay, each one of these entities got a card. So what I did for this person, let's understand very clearly, is I added history. What I did, as I removed this, is I added history to the corporation. I added history to 9 divisions, and I added history to the person. So roughly, we got, I would say, 11 histories to look at on the corporation's end. So if I do this, so what we have to realize is, as we do histories, if I have a division set up correctly my way, and I have a tax ID for each one of these, I can circumvent the ability of daisy chaining by just popping each card separately at the same time. Okay, so popping him 9 cards at one time was easy today. For the corporation's gold card, 9 platinum cards, all right, and 9 even Spark Green cards. So we basically multiply credit. The goal is to have every entity that's set up here to have its own credit, to have its own cash flow. So if we just take some basic, what I do, which I'm very good at again, all right, is this is a 1.1 million, all right, of the gold and platinum cards. If I take the 30,000 Spark cards times 11, you can figure that out. All right, the ink card, I did that, 11 of those times 25,000. So the multiplication. So what we have to understand is very simple. How do I make more of me? I can't, because I'm one person, one social security number. But if I have a corporation with a true purpose, now understand what true purpose means. We must create a resolution of purpose. You should actually write that down. That way it shows your intent. It's like a resolution of correction. If the creditor, and I know my 12 basic creditors I love the most, give me the choice of Social Security number or tax ID, all I've got to do is add history or daisy chain it 113 different ways. I can multiply this credit. Some people going through this system, they have some bad credit. Let's understand something. After 24 months that a division or corporation has credit, it'll have scoring, so it doesn't need a CFO. In the beginning, I have to tear you apart, put you back on track, no problem. I give you history, pop corp and division. Eventually, you don't have to have you part of the CFO, and I walk away when I actually pop your credit. So if you're going through this process, and let's say as one gentleman last week had a tax lien, a bankruptcy, and some other stuff, as long as he had a resolution of purpose, he could build a corporation, and the divisions I added history that actually build them enough credit to solve some problems. So I don't like new credit files, all right? But if they're done through me, I don't mind them as long as you realize after I repair this, remove this, get all this going good, the new file with credit merges into one. I had one gentleman says, I don't want to merge them. Well, the difference is I want to merge them. And the thing is, he said, I don't want to. So there's a little debate. I did transfer that new file as a division of the corporation. So therefore, I didn't have a problem and he had a win-win situation. So the ultimate thing is there. As we do this, I had another gentleman, and I always add things to presentations based on request. I believe if I offer it to one person, I have to offer it to everyone. Because if one person says, why not me? It's just a debate, a bunch of BS. So I have one client the other day says, I want to do my own credit. Just set up the new file. So I said, $500, I'll set up the file for you. No problem, you can build your own credit. And that's not a problem. So that way it's done on his own. I like actually giving you the credit because I use my history. I want you to have a card in your hand. These are my favorite 9 cards that I use to play with. They allow literally, and these are the 9, because remember corporation, I already have history there, but then 9 divisions. I like to have a corporation with 9 divisions to make it even 10. If I make it $100,000, that equals $1 million. Now I can play back and forth with this and I can daisy chain each other all over the place. And I'll show you what that means. If someone wanted some credit to a new file, all right, I would charge you $1,000, but I get you about $2,500 of credit. I did get someone more credit. And the thing is, this gentleman here, the difference is I told him when I'm popping it and I set up the new file within 10 days. And I said, I'm going to get you this credit, this. I said, if I get you more, will you pay? And his answer is, of course, yes. Once in a while, someone says yes, and then they actually don't. And then I shut down their cards. I have the ability to give it or take it away through my dashboards. So I've had one in the last 6 months. I had to close all the cards because he refused to pay. Then he wanted to pay, but the cards were already closed. I said, I'm done. You got a chance. You don't screw the guy that gave you what she gave you. So here, this is a 30,000. This is basically the chase for 15, and then this is another one for 10. Altogether, those ended up, by the time I was done with his new file, was about $65,000 of credit. But not everybody needs $65,000 to a new file. To me, I think the average is just gets a little bit of credit while you're trying to get things in the system done. Now, I want you to write down, borrow money is not taxable. Do not take a picture. You've already been told you're not authorized to do that. So write down, borrow money is not taxable. So what are you going to do with the credit when you obtain it? Credit to me is a tool that allows you the ability to buy a business, do business, real estate, or something else. Problem with real estate takes 60 days or so, and you got a lot of work to be done. Lien releases, subcontractors, everything else. And I mean, it's a lot harder than it looks like. People think it's easy, it's not. So borrow money. I want you to take a picture of this one. This is the only one you're authorized to take a picture. Take a picture of this. What I offer tonight, there will be no sales rep because the snake and all the people in Giving Days, they're on commission, those salespeople. So there's no commission on this. So if you get it tonight, you win. If you don't even try it tomorrow. I already pre-warned them. Not going to accept it. Okay, my goal is to raise money for Giving Days and their projects. So if you call 888-606-992 tomorrow, they're going to charge you the normal price. You Zelle something tonight, you're a winner. Here is buckets of money. Now I'm going to give you a little taste of what buckets of money really does. I want you to understand, all right, this book showing up buckets and buckets and buckets of money. Every division should represent a bucket of money. Every division has the ability to make money. I like making money, okay? So our goal is to make as much money as possible. As we do this, let's keep in mind, once again, no pictures, all right? This is example exactly what I did for the one client. I opened up his 9 divisions in parent company. By the time I was done, it was 10. And then his personal. So what he's done is each one of these became a bucket. I'm now in the process of setting up his subdivisions. A subdivision will feed off the same card. If it's done correctly, within a short period of time, every one of them will have up to $100,000 of credit per entity as well. Now, why would you create a matrix like this? You've heard of hard money lenders. I'm sure you have. Hard money lenders are out there everywhere, and they're all looking for money. Okay, private lending's out there. So if you created cash or credit, they could use it, they could abuse it, and make sure they maintain it. This is an example of a $4.6 million matrix. If it's done correctly, it's about almost $200,000 per month of income. Okay, which lets the corporation and all those divisions make some money just off the credit. What do banks sell? Money and credit. If we took a $16 million blueprint, each one of those subs would create $66,000 per the subs below the parent one. And you can multiply that. That multiplies, if you haven't realized, that to $661,000 per month. It's not for everybody. This is a class that is starting, okay, on the 21st. This is going to talk about buckets of money, tax balancing, becoming the bank. This is where you and I, with a small group of people, from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, every Tuesday, we're going to break it down for 6 weeks to make sure every question is answered and you're successful in that process. Layering. One of the things you have to learn is about layering from corp to corp to corp. In other words, I can duplicate credit per corporation, per division, and I can multiply it by layering it across and get separate billing. There's 113 ways to daisy chain credit. I can create multiple CFOs. I can have multiple tax IDs, 11 CFOs, and I can build as much credit as possible. The problem would be in the beginning if you don't have the history. History is the key to everything. My analyzation that I do for every client, to me, is priceless. I feel it is because I tell them what they need to do. Pay this down, do this, hold your breath for 6 months, let me pop your credit. And don't screw up, all right, the refreshes and the rapids that I invented in the first place. You cannot get a refresh on a rapid refresh on this planet, but through me, I own the rights, I invented it, it's period, I control it. So the bottom line is, I will end up doing it for you. 5 corporations transferring history to 5 corporations simultaneously. Now that's somebody who's trying to create $25 million of credit. Okay, that's what we did for the founder of Cash Call. Buckets can be done correctly. Corporation and divisions. In the beginning, I always talk about 3 divisions, but I want to cross the credit back and forth 113 ways. We have the ability, and let's remember this, a corporation and its divisions, all right, you don't get a tax ID until you want to build a separate credit report. If I added history, all right, and you gave me 9 divisions and 9 tax IDs, I would pop each one of them a card in one day. So that means every division would have their own gold and platinum card in one day using my histories. So again, now you got 9, 10 divisions if you had those, or the corporation or all and above. You would literally have that many gold, that many platinum cards. I'd go after green card sparks and some other things, ink cards, and all the fun cards to have. That would give you the cash flow, all right, to start any type of business you truly want to, and the flow of money. Again, that follows tax ID, but the tax ID builds a separate credit report for Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. But you have to understand this. Without the history, you're not going to get there. It's not possible. You're going to try and you're going to get denied. What's going to happen is you're going to get an inquiry on a division, all right, and not get any credit at all. All right, that's why most people put it down, because they fail and they fall in their face. One of the things that I do in special groups is I add their corporation or division to a bank account. That way they can have money on a CD, parent company, leverage it, borrow against it, and put it back into the parent company. See, here's my biggest problem with everybody in the world is, how do you fill out the application for credit if you don't have the answers to the test? In other words, I want credit for the corporation. Does it have a bank account? Yes. Line of credit? Yes. Does it have a CD? Yes. And how much is in the bank? Playing with money creates 3 references. Using 3 references on all applications. Applications with money in the bank always equal more corporate credit. Again, this is not for everybody, because not everybody wants $1 million of credit, or 2 million, or 5 million. I don't know why they would not. I always figure it's better to have more credit than you need than not enough. This is for credit purposes. Let's understand, reporting purposes. So when we do this, I'm going to have things report to Dun & Bradstreet, which is supply credit. I'm going to have Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, corporate reports under tax ID. I want to make sure I have my reporting to build more credit. I want to have subdivisions. As you all should know, when I do a gold or platinum in the beginning, I get to preset the limit. I usually say $5,000. For the people, yes, I paid, I got them 20,000, 30,000, whatever, or I can multiply the cards. So here's 2, each have 5,000 for $1,000. Again, your ability. But tonight I'm going to give you something to make you really think about something. Here's American Express saying right to your face, you can get 99 more cards. I can do it on all creditors. All right, they just want to say you can get more. Those entities, divisions, or employees, either way, based on how you structure, that's 100 cards. So if I choose to, for every one of these cards, I can go get 100 more cards. Now, could you imagine how big that matrix can really get? But again, I don't want you to get the 100 cards. I think that's too many. I always look at it, 9 plus the parent company, maybe 10 or 11. Again, give me your goals. I will teach you how to achieve them. Okay, if you want, I guarantee I'll achieve them for you, because it's not a problem. I want you to think about this, and again, I'm going to warn you, no filming, no tape recording, none of this other stuff. You're not allowed to. Violations, 25,000 and 5 years in federal prison. Simple. This is for big boys and girls. This is not for the ones that want the $10,000 or $15,000 of credit. I like this because based on a corporation engaging in making investments or making money in loans under C-191D, you can Google this later today. Loans can literally be almost anything you want it to be. Work with a hard money lender, work with a private lender, work with somebody, or do it yourself. Again, structure. Blueprint. All right, one of the things I've had clients recently say, Ray, you give way too much, you're not charging enough, and these people don't appreciate you, and they don't even thank you. Okay, start going back to where you were. I'm the elite. Okay, I'm 3,000 an hour. In some ways, I fight with that because I try to give everything away. Okay, so the reality is, here's blueprinting. That's you and me, like we're talking right now. All right, blueprinting your life. And once again, I'm going to show you something tonight you have an opportunity to do. I like to have 1 through 9 divisions. subdivisions, and subdivisions. So I want you to understand, if I add credit to each one of those, I would be able to pop a gold or a platinum to each one of those in the same given day. So how many would you like? I don't have any problem. I don't have to daisy chain. I can just pop the credit. And as you get an envelope of cards, you initiate separate dashboards and you build your histories and your money. This is unsecured. You don't have to put your house up and all those silly things that people do. Knowing that a DBA of a DBA, as I modified this, and I actually created the way it is called a division since 1999, the ability, a parent company having one, DBA of parent company, having divisions and subdivisions, breaking this down every step of the way. You have the ability to build as much credit as you ever wanted. That's how banks sell money. They sell credit. So you got the ability to do everything. Tonight, it's very simple. Okay. All right. Normally, everything that basically we're talking about here would cost you well over $4,000 plus. My goal is to show you what I did today, flat out, today's date, no BS, 30,000 venture, 30,000 Spark cards. These are times 9 divisions in the parent company. Every division got a gold and a platinum card. Approved. It says approved. No BS. We don't have to wait. There's no pending to anything. So for the big boys and girls, all right, what you're going to be able to do tonight is I'm going to give you everything to get your feet wet and make a commitment, and you and I will work together. It'll cost you $1,499. The offer will end in 30 minutes. This means very simple, what you're going to have the ability to do. And if you want to add credit, you can. You want a new file? I'll set it up. You want it to have $2,500 credit? I'll set it up. You want the gold and the platinum card? I'll get you one. All right, this is going to call your bluff. Okay, you want your matrix built up? You and I will talk about that and structure that based on your blueprint. That blueprinting of you and me, we're going to talk about how we can create 16 million and create 661,000 a month. You will get buckets of money, CD. You will get the class, literally 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, starting Tuesday the 21st. And we're going to tear it apart. You're going to go get bigger chunks. Very simple. You're going to get a blueprint with me, mapping out everything privately. Because what we say in our webcast, you and I, will be kept in the webcast. It is very simple. Here is a Zelle and the ability to do this. If you want to add big chunks of credit to any of this, it's simple. For the $14.99, every one of you tonight get $25,000 of credit. $25,000 of credit. If, as I build the credit, you want more, tell me you want 100,000, tell me you want 1 million, you can pay on the back end. You can pay on the back end, because if you don't, I'll just close the cards down. So that $1,500, if it's Zelle tonight, everything I talked about, you get, all right, right away, plus 25,000 of credit. As I build the credit, if you want 100,000, 500,000, 1 million, I don't care what you want. Tell me, you'll pay on the back end. The back end is what you'll do. So tomorrow, if you call 888-606-1092, they will not know what I offered today because I'm not going to allow them to know. Because I'm not going to pay a commission for something that I've done myself to create dollars for Giving Days Foundation. There's your Zelles. You're allowed to take a picture of that. I will have a private blueprint with you. I will put you in the webcast for 6 weeks, 3 to 5 o'clock. All right, starting the 21st. All right, about buckets of money, become the bank, tax balancing. All of this is included. Your books right there, buckets of money and CD. Matrix, private webcast. You will get a gold and a platinum card. You can get a new file if you need it. either way. So for $1,500, all right, what I did for this gentleman who has no bank account, because of the type of business he's in, they won't allow him to bank. It's very simple. You tonight have the ability, and as I pop the credit past the 25,000, if you want more, just tell me. I'll get you more. You will pay the difference. All right, and you'll pay it on the back end. That means after I pop the credit, you can use the credit to pay me and write a check from your Capital One card. No excuses. The ability to take divisions with history, and for $1,500 tonight, it's a giveaway. $1,500 next 30 minutes. It's called Zelle. Once again, new file with or without credit, I don't care. You tell me. You don't want the new file? No problem. You want a gold or a platinum card? I'm going to guarantee those for you. You want to create a matrix or private, all right, blueprinting? We will be discussing a blueprint and all this based on a 4.6 or a $16 million blueprint. Buckets of money and CD. Choice. The class is 6 weeks. It starts on the 21st. As of tomorrow, no more emails would go out for it because it's almost full anyway. They only allow 25 people in a private class based on GoToMeeting, based on they've structured it. 25. So it's almost gone anyway. So if you miss out, it's okay. It's the last one I'm ever going to do. I have a TV show coming up next year. First time I've done that class since 2008, and I will not do another one. This is for serious people who want big credits. This is a private webinar mapping you out. That's included. There's your Zelle. Bottom line is $1,500 plus you get 25,000 of credit. Just like I did today. One client, one corporation, all right, getting cards. Getting every card we can, because I added history to each division separately with no problem. I popped every card at the same time. Again, something I'm offering has nothing to do with sales reps. All done in one day, times 11. That's the big boys and girls if you want that. There's your Zelle. Tomorrow, do not ask anybody in the sales department, or as I call her, the snake. She's great. But the reality is I'm not paying commission when I'm giving it away. What I'm looking for to do is create Zelles of $1,500 tonight. There's your Zelles. And every one of you to say, Ray, I want $500,000. I want $1 million. I'll pay you out of the credit you built me. And that's what I'm going to do. Simple. You get to name how much credit you want, and then we'll basically debate what it's going to cost you. Usually 5 to 10%. But you'll be able to pay out of the credit. So if you want all that tonight, it's $1,500. There's your Zelles. That's what I did for our clients today. That's what I do for clients every day. You want it, you Zelle it. You don't Zelle it, that means you don't want it. I wanted to give this chance, one, and that was it. Anything else, do not ask for payments. Do not ask for, all right, sales. I told her before she left today, don't you dare talk about anything that I've talked about tonight, because I'm not telling you what my pitch is, because I don't want to pay you a commission for something that I pitched. So if you want $1 million, $100,000, $500,000, I don't care what you want. Pay on the back end. $1,500, you Zelle it. You will literally get everything I talked about, and I will get you 25,000 of credit, private blueprint with me, webcast for 6 weeks, buckets of money, CD, matrix we'll talk about, gold, platinums, and a new file. No excuses. This offer is good for 30 minutes. If you don't do it, the reality is, I look at it this way. You probably will never do it. And I'm not going to offer it again. There's your Zelles. Take a picture. The way it lasts longer. And whoever does it, all right, we're going to do this. And again, you will pay for the credit out of, all right, the amount you want. You'll you out of the credit for the difference. This is giving you $25,000 of credit right off the pop. So it's up to you. From there, I wanted to do this one time. Done. The end of the day, I got to give it all to God. He gave me this ability to help people. And I want to go nationwide and help as many as I can. But there's certain people that want bigger chunks. If you want bigger chunks, Zelda $1,500. If not, I'll just keep praying for everybody. Have a great and a blessed day. We'll see you next time.